class. Don't forget, the exam is at 5. Make sure you're on time and come prepared with a pencil.
Man, I'm so nervous about this test.
Me too. I wish we had more time to study.
Hopefully it doesn't last too long.
Yeah, can someone help me up so we can go to this career fair? Welcome back to Miss Frizzle's Glycolysis Career Fair. This is our 6th presenter, Dr. Gail.
Hi, I'm Gail, and I'm a doctor here at Glycolysis Hospital. My specialty is the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase floor, also known as GAPDH. On this floor, we treat GAPD patients with an injection of inorganic phosphate. I am in the 6th step of glycolysis, and I add an inorganic phosphate to GAPD. During this process, I also require NAD+, which becomes NADPH through the addition of a proton. I have an alpha-alpha helix structure.
Thank you, Dr. Gail. That was great. Up next, we have step 7 with Glycolysis, the barista.
Hi, my name's Kelly Kinase, and I work at the Phosphoglycerate Cafe. Customers pay me a whole phosphoryl group in return for the best cup of 3-phosphoglycerate in town. I'm the 7th step in glycolysis and resemble an alpha-beta-alpha sandwich. I change 1,3-biphosphoglycerate into 3-phosphoglycerate, producing ATP.
Thanks, Kelly. You make the best 3-phosphoglycerate in town. Our 8th presenter is Molly Mutase, the cashier.
My name is Molly Mutase, and I am a cashier in customer service here at PhosphoWorld. I take unhappy customers' old 3-carbon phosphates and give them a brand new one to put on their 2-carbon. As an isomerase enzyme, I transfer the phosphate groups, adding the old one to the intermediate and taking the new one to give back to the customer. This ping-pong mechanism works great in our department. I am primarily planar in orientation and resemble a sideways infinity sign in overall shape. I am made of alpha helices that run 45 degrees to the main axis and beta strands that run parallel to each other. My overall structural motif is a 3-layer alpha-beta-alpha sandwich, and I have 2 identical subunits making me a homodimer.
So that was Molly, and congrats to her for being Cashier of the Month at PhosphoWorld. Next we have Ezekiel Enolase from the Oxygen Bank.
I am Ezekiel Enolase, the banker, from the Oxygen Bank. I take customers' 2-phosphoglycerate oxygen and store in my bank. This converts 2-phosphoglycerate, also known as 2-PG, to phosphoenolpyruvate, also called PEP. I am the 9th step of glycolysis. I am a reversible dehydration reaction. Enolase needs a metal cation with a valence of 2. The best cofactor would be magnesium 2+. The metal ion binds to the active site of the enzyme, causing a conformational change. With that, it then makes it possible for 2-phosphoglyceric acid to bind at the active site. Then a second metal ion will come in and bind. This will activate the enolase catalytic ability. The structure has 2 domains containing alpha helices and beta sheet.
Thanks, Ezekiel. Now we know who to go to when we want to invest our oxygen. I don't know how he got invited back again this year, but here is Punky from the pyruvate kinase gang.
What's up? I'm Punky, and I'm part of the pyruvate kinase gang. So I stole a phosphate group from Mr. Phosphoenolpyruvate, who's laying over there in that bed, and sold it to ADP to make ATP. Since Mr. Phosphoenolpyruvate's phosphate group was taken from him, now I guess he has to become Mr. Pyruvate. I'm the last step in glycolysis. I take a phosphate group that is attached to phosphoenolpyruvate and transfer it to ADP. This makes ATP. This becomes pyruvate through the addition of a proton. I'm a homotetramer made of alpha helices and beta sheets, and I have 4 different groups of helices. I'm a hollow in the middle like a donut.
Thank you to all who participated in this year's career fair. I know the students learned a lot. I hope to see most of you back next year, except for you, Punky. I don't know how you keep showing up.
Oh my gosh, the test is coming up and I'm still so nervous.
Don't be! That career fair just taught us everything we need to know.
Yeah, step 6 is like Dr. Gail giving a shot to her patient. The glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase gives a phosphate to GAPD, making 1,3-BPG. NAD+ also turns into NADH.
Then in step 7, a phosphate group from 1,3-BPG turns ADP into ADP. This yields 3-phosphoglycerate.
Oh yeah, now I remember. In step 8, phosphoglycerate mutase takes the phosphate group off of the 3-carbon and puts a different phosphate group on the 2-carbon.
In step 9, enolase converts 2-phosphoglycerate to phosphoenol pyruvate. It does this by removing the oxygen.
Exactly. Lastly, in step 10, pyruvate kinase catalyzes the final step in glycolysis. It takes the phosphate group from PEP's second carbon and transfers it to ADP. This turns PEP into pyruvate and ADP into ATP.
Just remember, this process is happening twice at the same time, yielding twice the amount of molecules. So altogether, both pathways yield 2 pyruvate molecules, 4 ATP, and 2 NADH. So class, are you all feeling prepared for the exam on glycolysis?
Sure!
Yeah,
definitely.
I sure hope so.